Without the Forester Fund, a lot of students here wouldn't be able to afford to be here, and it provides opportunities that equip us to go out and do our vocational mission. I've had a lot of professors who would just ask me how I'm doing, and I've had a professor pray for me in class, and that was very meaningful to me, and I feel really lucky that we get to have that here and that all the staff and faculty are really encouraged by that and encourage us to do that.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
That's it! Catch and fire. It's on the floor. He made it! Oh my!
Hello everyone and welcome inside of Platt Arena. It is officially tourney time here in Huntington, Indiana. It's Preston Husband and it's Brady Gallo here tonight. It's the first round of the Crossroads League Conference tourney, and we've got a good one in store here tonight. It's the St. Francis Cougars at 17-11 and the 22-6 Huntington Foresters. Brady, these two teams, they split in the regular season, but now all of that goes down the drain. This is the biggest game of the season for both sides.
Oh yeah, it's not quite March, but we definitely could see some madness here tonight. St. Francis is a team that plays up to other teams' levels. They do not go down easily. They have some good wins under their belt. They beat Taylor twice. They beat some ranked teams like Madonna and Iwu. So look out for them tonight.
St. Francis, they're 26 in the RPI, so they are a lock for the national tournament. So a loss or a win tonight, a win would probably help them more than a loss would, obviously, because that's going to help their seeding, but a loss isn't going to knock them out of the tournament. No. 26 in the RPI. They've played the 3rd toughest schedule in the entire country. Huntington, on the other end, they're 7th in the RPI. They played the 13th toughest schedule. In this type of year, you start hearing all these different numbers and terms, and you want to talk about resume. Both these teams have great resumes. Huntington, however, they're playing to host, and they're going to find out Thursday if they will be a host school for the national tournament. A win tonight pushes them a little closer to that as well.
Yeah, it definitely helps that case, and they've earned it up to this point. They're playing some fantastic basketball, especially down the stretch. Some of our better players playing up to the level that Huntington expected them to play earlier in the season. I think of Landon Jordan. He has been fantastic down the stretch. Max Gizzy, he is shooting 9% better from the three-point line this month. He's shooting 42.9. So players getting hot at the right time for Huntington.
Corey Alford is 7-3 against the St. Francis Cougar, including a 6-game winning streak until the first game of the season when St. Francis won that one by 24 at St. Francis. Then St. Francis came to town. Huntington turned up their defensive intensity, and they won that one by 20 plus. So it's really important for Huntington to find a way to battle tonight and play a team that plays a much different style, Brady. This is the 2nd slowest team in the conference behind Spring Arbor, who gave Huntington a lot of troubles when they were here in town.
Yeah, this is a team that Huntington is not necessarily perfectly matched up to go against. Interior defense is going to be big for this game. I'm thinking of Landon Jordan, KJ Johnson. They're going to need to be on their game tonight. Landon Jordan, he's had some trouble with fouling, getting a couple fouls early in the game. He needs to be clean because Huntington's going to need him on the floor come crunch time.
If you're a Forester fan, there is maybe one welcome sign, and we don't know how many minutes or if he will play minutes, but Roman Brouvier, he's out of his boot, and he's back to warming up full speed. And man, if you get him back, he has been this team's statistically the best defender on the floor for HU the last 2 seasons. He brings so much rebounding defensively and sometimes scoring. We've seen it. If you get him back right before tourney time, you feel good about your chances to make a deep run.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. And a lot of guys coming off the bench for HU have been good. I think Cade Brenner, KJ Johnson, like you just said, Brouvier. Who's going to step up out of those 3 tonight? That's what I'm interested to see.
So we got about a minute left here until we tip it off. Huntington, of course, the 3 seed, St. Francis, the 6 seed. And right before we go to prayer and national anthem, we're going to take a quick break, but we will come back for the starting lineups at Platte Arena here in just about a minute.
Without the Forester Fund, I wouldn't be who I am today and all that I'm going to become as an educator. And I know without the Forester Fund, I wouldn't be able to pour into my future students the way that I will be able to after my college experience. So quickly, Huntington became a home for me. And I've also just had a really neat opportunity to engage with like the material in my classes in just a really meaningful way, not just surface level, but understanding what education looks like from a Christ-like perspective. My professors here just like give me a wonderful opportunity to engage with what it looks like to evangelize to students when I can't even say Christ's name.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean, efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and talk to.
All right, we are going to send it to the PA announcer and introduce you to the starting lineups for both teams here tonight. Roman scores again, make it 4 for 4. Trying to get another basket. Jackson crosses over 15-footer, he's feeling it now. He can get it going quickly. One of the best scorers in this conference and ultra efficient doing it. Drew fires another three, that's his second already. Just about ready for tip-off here between the Huntington University Foresters and the St. Francis Cougars. One more time, it's Preston Husband, it's Brady Gallo, freshman baseball player, able to work through his busy schedule to be here tonight. You just saw the starting five for the Foresters. Let's run through them one more time. It's Max Gizzy, Drew Goodline, who's got one more year of eligibility coming back next year. He's joined with Lane Sparks, Landon Jordan, and Jackson Paul. And for the other side, the Cougars run out there junior point guard Brandon Northern. They'll play big tonight with Joe Reedy, Zane Burke, Luke Almodovar, and Isaiah Malone. This one, the last time, got a little feisty towards the end of the game, a little chippy, and that's what you expect this late in the year between two quality tournament teams. And we are ready to tip it up in center court. I don't know about you, Brady, but I am ready to see these two teams go at it tonight in Platt Arena.
Oh yeah, this one should be a good one. And seeing all the Forester fans pack Platt Arena, it's going to be a good night.
It's Jordan and Malone, and the Cougars will start with the basketball. They're coached by Chad Lacrosse, the winningest coach in St. Francis history. And right out the gate, a little clock trouble as we'll adjust. 3 seconds into the game. We don't want that all night.
No.
Coach Lacrosse has been at St. Francis now for nearly 2 decades, working on year 15. 300 coaching wins, more than 300 coaching wins. He's the fastest to 50, fastest to 100, and fastest to 200 and 300 in St. Francis history. Reedy catches inside. Jordan, good interior defense. Northern, not known as a three-point shooter, more crafty inside. 6 on the shot clock. Burke, a threat from outside. Malone, Euros, and scores the first 2 of the night.
That's where Malone's going to get a lot of his buckets. He is uber efficient down there in the paint. Cannot let him get down there without that not much resistance.
Averaging right around 16 points per game while shooting nearly 70%. Brother Elijah, of course, an All-American and Player of the Year at Grace. Now he's at Colorado. Paul fires and hits a rare triple this season.
That's what you love to see. Jackson Paul in rhythm right there. If he can get hot from the 3 tonight, could be a long night for St. Francis.
Northern brings it back across. That is big for Jackson Paul. He's only shooting 28% from 3 this season. Reedy puts it back on the floor. Malone and Jordan have been going at it for quite some time now. In Malone's first 2 seasons, Northern hits a 3 now, and St. Francis off to a fast start.
Yeah, Northern not really known as a three-point shooter, shooting 30% from beyond the stripe this season. But if you can have that gravitational pull of the defense like Malone does, you're going to open up those open looks.
Almodovar and Gizzy. Now Jackson Paul shoots his little favorite 15-footer. He's got the first 5.
That's just so nice to see. Almost got the defender up in the air, kind of got his feet all out of sorts, got to his spot. He's money from the mid-range.
5-5, 2 minutes in. Northern will control this offense. They're led by a few older players, one of them being Zane Burke, who is from Fort Wayne, Indiana, went to Blackhawk Christian. A lot of great players in the Crossroads League from Blackhawk Christian. Burke's another one of them. You look at what he's done in his career, he's nearly a 42% three-point shooter. You gotta have a hand up when he catches outside the arc. Double team inside. They don't want Malone to score. Good catch by Isaiah as he goes back to work and he scores again. First 4, and they're making a point of emphasis to get it inside.
Yeah, looks like the game plan is pretty clear. Get the ball down to Malone and let him work. That's 3 straight possessions. He's gotten the ball down low.
Gizzy was looking for an option. Jordan will hand off to Drew. He'll take looked like he was going to take a 15-footer. Now it's inside to Landon, who can't score with the left, and Joe Reedy rips it away.
Yeah, a bit of contact right there, but I like the refs letting them play. This is the 3rd time these teams have met. We know it's going to be a physical game. I say let the players decide the outcome.
This St. Francis team, as mentioned in the pregame, one of the slowest teams in the conference, and now Malone is whistled for a foul inside as him and Jordan were fighting for position.
So just as I say that right there, we get a whistle on some contact off the ball.
Landon's closing his eye like he got bumped in the head. Remember, last time these 2 teams met, Isaiah Malone was called for a flagrant foul for a very similar play to that. That time, the ref's going to move on without it 3 minutes in. Still a 2-point lead for St. Francis. Sparks yet to get his scoring started. Mismatch inside. Northern guarding Jordan. Malone gets back to him, and Landon missed one right at the rim.
I mean, that's a look you've worked to get for Landon Jordan. You got to convert right there.
Outside, Burke, this is what he does. It's off the mark, though. Jordan with his first board, and now Huntington can push the pace. Sparks rises in, transitions, and hits it.
So the first time the ball touches his hands, Lane Sparks knocks it down. He's averaging 17.2 in 7 career games in the Crossroads League tournament, and he gets 3 right there.
And he can go off for a lot more than that. We've seen it more than a few times here in Platte Arena. A couple 30-point games here as of late. And now this time, Huntington's big man, Jordan's going to pick up the personal. And whoever gets into foul trouble here, Brady, has an advantage because St. Francis, they don't have a ton of bigs off the bench. And Huntington's bench, it's been a little short recently, but with Bruvier back, that might give them the advantage.
Yeah, and it's good to have another big man come off the bench, especially.
St. Francis looking to grab this lead back. Good pace to this one early, 8-7 as Caden Johnson checks in for the first time. Swing past Burke, 5 on the shot clock. Zane's gonna have to create, and an offensive foul as Gizzy got up into Burke, and that's 2 offensive fouls, the 2 turnovers for St. Francis.
So some undisciplined play right there, but that's what you love to see from Gizzy, a crafty veteran. He knows how to make players force mistakes.
So it's 8-7 now, 2 fouls on St. Francis, both offensive. That one on Burke, you could see his elbow just get a little high on Gizzy's side of the head, and that was the whistle. So Huntington a chance to take a little bigger lead. Sparks tries the same spot, and he's got the same result.
Oh man, he's hot right there. Faded away, didn't really see a need, but why not if he was gonna knock it down anyways?
Sparks up to a quick 6. Huntington goes probably as far as Lane Sparks goes this year, as that one was tipped away by Goodline. Drew doesn't think he touched it. and the official right on the baseline can't see it, so it's going to stick with St. Francis. Hard to tell from our angle, Brady.
Yeah, didn't really get a good look at that.
So a 4-point lead. Reedy has played decent basketball this year. That time he had to throw it off of Sparks. I tell you, this Forrester team, defensively, this is much different than what Corey Alford has had to work with his first 4 seasons. By far his best defensive team.
Yeah, when you got guys like Landon Jordan who can hold it down, KJ Johnson coming off the bench, and Bruvier, those are 3 guys who are going to potentially eliminate one of the team's best players, and that's exactly what you want to have.
JP is going to pick up Brandon Northern as he bounces one to Burke. We have not called Almodovar's name yet. He's the 2nd leading scorer in the conference. Swing pass, there he is, as he'll dribble to his right. He's bumped on the floor, and that's going to be on Lane Sparks. I should say Almodovar is the 3rd leading scorer right behind Gabe Newhoff. Sparks is number 1, and we're seeing early why that's the case.
Oh yeah, he does a great job getting to the rack. He shoots a lot of free throws. He averages 7 per game, but he's shot 10 multiple times this season, so he's going to get downhill and try to force some contact.
Malone has a ton of size inside against Jackson Paul. Almodovar thought about one from the volleyball line, but will instead kick it back to the offense. Now 7 on the shot clock. Northern takes a tough 3. That's off the mark. Sparks trying to run it down, tips it to himself. Lane up top. Caden Johnson catches, and Sparks was out of bounds. Forrester's had a chance to score on the break. They turn it over for the first time, and we'll turn it over to a commercial break. It's 11-7 when we come back in Platt Arena.
Without the Forrester Fund, a lot of students here wouldn't be able to afford to be here, and it provides opportunities that equip us to go out and do our vocational mission. I've had a lot of professors who would just ask me how I'm doing, and I've had a professor pray for me in class, and that was very meaningful to me, and I feel really lucky that we get to have that here, and that all the staff and faculty are really encouraged by that and encourage us to do that.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
All right, Brady, so they came over and checked that second long jump shot from Lane Sparks, did confirm it as a 3-pointer. So he does still have 2 threes, and the Foresters lead by 4, 11-7 at our first media timeout. Almodovar strong to the rack. Great defense by Caden Johnson. Jackson Paul, great start offensively as he's blocked by Northern that time.
Didn't have a great angle, but looked like some contact there, but regardless, going to be called as a clean block.
And then the pace for Huntington speeds up Northern. He threw it right to Corey Alford, and it's the 3rd turnover. That's something these 2 teams do a little differently. St. Francis, they're 7th in the conference with around 12 turnovers per game. Huntington, they're 1st with just 8.5.
Oh, that's a good stat to lead in.
Sparks, perfect so far. He's fouled and has a chance at the free throw line now.
And Lane Sparks, this is what you like to see. When he gets hot, you have to take as many points as you can get, because sometimes we see he gets hot and then he'll go ice cold for a while. So good to see him getting some opportunities here early.
Damari Hood, who just came in the games, whistled for the personal. Sparks has had some struggles at the stripe this year, but his last game, and knock on wood, we do this every time, he was perfect from the free throw line, 8 for 8. And so now that he's getting back in the rhythm and scoring, he's hitting jump shots, and getting to the free throw line is a big part of his game.
Oh yeah, when you're such a downhill player, he's not really known for his three-point shooting. If you have the confidence to get in the lane and force some contact, it's going to just take his game to a whole nother level.
2 for 3. Chad Lacrosse and staff already hot over here in front of us after that Sparks foul. Well, the foul that he received, as this one's kicked out. Burke yet to score and hits his first triple.
And that's Burke's game right there, going off of the pass, catch and shoot. Like you mentioned earlier, got to have a hand in the face. Gizzy was there, good defense, just better out.
Burke averaging 11 points per game. He's shooting 42%. Goodline, a tough 3, and he's got his first shot down.
We've seen so many of those on Huntington possessions, just catch and shoot in rhythm right there. Drew Goodline, no hesitation, top of the key, bangs it.
Really remarkable that he makes the tough shots more than he makes the easy ones. He's a really talented shooter, as again, St. Francis a little ahead of themselves, turn it over.
Yeah, they've been struggling for some reason on with these turnovers here, whether it be offensive fouls, as Almodovar
is not good.
Limping to the bench.
He is limping significantly as he heads to the bench. And if he's out for St. Francis, that is just not good for St. Francis. And we don't want to see that from anyone, but especially don't want to see that with one of the best players in the entire conference.
No, hopefully he can get checked out and maybe get a chance to come back in this game.
So he will take a seat on the bench as Cade Brenner's in. Drew will try another shot, going the same way. Malone rebounds it.
Another one of those tough looks that we've seen him make so many times.
Burke now will have to carry a little more of the load as Damari Hood has it. And a foul is called, and it's going to be on Cade Brenner. And that's good news for Huntington, because Jordan could have been guilty in there if they got the wrong number.
Yeah, Cade Brenner. Good, yeah, like you said, honestly, a good thing he picks up that foul right there.
13 minutes left in this first half. Huntington will either play Taylor or Bethel, depending on who wins that one. If Taylor wins, Huntington will be back at home on Friday. But if Bethel wins, Huntington will go to Bethel. So that's the scenario here tonight. Of course, FDN Sports, we just added a doubleheader for baseball on Friday. So we'll have to watch that Bethel game if they're on the road via the Pilot Sports Network. Goodline able to keep that foot in, and nice to see Roman Bruvier back in the action as he gets that loose ball.
Yeah, get some minutes early. That's what you love to see from number 11.
Gizzy tries a 3. That's off the mark. Thought he was bumped, and right on cue, Bruvier chases it down.
Yeah, it looked like there was some contact made. I was surprised with a no call. As soon as the ball got released, Gizzy was looking towards the referee for a whistle.
Goodline running the point right now. He's got to be aggressive. Crafty move. Bruvier again creates 3 chances, and he's at the free throw line now.
Just anticipating that shot right there. Didn't get the tip to fall, but able to get the offensive rebound and force the contact. Exactly what you need coming off the bench. And what I talked about earlier, who is going to lead the way for the second unit? Bruvier is doing a pretty good job right now.
So maybe people that don't have the basketball minds of Corey Alford or Jared Yock, these guys, as Bruvier's perfect on the first, they don't realize the significance of Bruvier. He has been statistically the best defender on the court for HU the last 2 seasons. Not only that, he adds in 6 to 5 rebounds per game, 6 points occasionally. You cannot replace that. And not only that, you always know what you're going to get with Roman, and that's playing extra hard each time he's on the hardwood as he misses the second one. But, man, it's a welcome sign, even if he doesn't play a lot tonight. So important for this team.
Yeah, and he's going to be an intriguing matchup with Malone there down on the block. As you mentioned, he's a fantastic defender. See if he can neutralize him right there as he gets a steal.
Huntington has numbers up ahead. Jordan catches and scores before he goes out of bounds. It's the largest lead, 9 for HU. Malone spins against Bruvier, missed it right at the rim. Reedy puts it back. Again, Roman keeps it alive.
Man, he's hot down there. 3 straight forced misses.
Brenner fires. That's off the mark. Jordan, second chance. Bump, scores a 3-point opportunity, and Platt Arena's on fire.
Just out classing them on the boards right now. HU is being ultra aggressive and being the more dominant team right now.
That is already for HU 3 offensive rebounds, and all 3 have come in the last minute as Brouvier is going to play these very limited spurts, but he gets a well-deserved applause. And Huntington right now, just like you said, this has not always been the case for Coach Corey Alford's team. Rebounding's not always been the strength. It is this year. They're top 25 in offense and defensive rebound, and we're seeing it now. Jordan to make it 12, and he does. Great start for the Foresters. Huntington going with Jackson Paul, Lane Sparks, Cade Brenner, and Landon Jordan. As Goodline picks up a little touch foul. And that's already the 4th on the Foresters, the 1st on Goodline.
Yeah, just unneeded right there. Burke, not necessarily known for his ball handling. So if you're just able to stay in front of him make a couple moves, good chance he can make a mistake.
Malone, 60% from 3 on the year. He knocks that one from the top of the key. He's been really their only offense as he knocks in his first triple.
Yeah, Malone, not really a three-point shooter, only shoots about 1 a game, but he's pretty efficient when he does. He shoots about 69% from there.
JP, same spot, same result. When he gets there, it was nearly automatic last year. We've not seen it this year, but it's coming back over these last 2 games.
Oh yeah, down the stretch, this is what you want to see from your older guys. It's basically just muscle memory at this point.
Damari Hood being guarded by Brenner. Malone had a chance to shoot another. Forced to take a tough 2 over Jordan, missed it, and Landon rebounds it.
Fantastic defense right there, not letting him get too deep, forcing a tough shot.
Goodline asks for Jordan to come join him. Landon sets the screen. Goodline keeps his foot down. Sparks right back to the rim. Jordan there to dunk it.
Great anticipation right there. And Landon Jordan having a great start to this game. He has been so good down the stretch, and he's a big reason why the Foresters are leading in this game thus far.
Huntington right now doubling up the Cougars, 26-13. Malone being doubled. Damari Hood, he'll put it on the floor. Almodovar trying to get his scoring started. Reedy there. Jordan reached in, and he's called for his 2nd personal. And that's the only thing right now that can stop Landon Jordan's a little bit of foul trouble.
Oh man, and he had mostly ball right there, but kind of slips off and gets a bit of the hand right there. Just unfortunate, as don't think he's gonna check out here. He's still red hot. Why not keep him in if you're Coach Alford?
I've just got to be careful. He cannot pick up another foul here before the half, because you can see when he's on the court, he's playing at an ultra high level. This is the best ball he's played his entire career, Brady, and it's now been for a month and a half.
Yeah, I really think it started when he got actually benched for KJ Johnson. I think that might have lit a fire under him, and he's been playing fantastic. Really what Forester fans expected from him from the first game of the season. Now he's performing and maybe even exceeding that level of play.
Reedy splits the pair, so it'll be Caden Johnson, who you're just talking about, just came in the game. He's had actually his 2 best games against St. Francis. Last time 5 for 5 from the field, 6 rebounds, and the first time a season high 13 in Fort Wayne. Gizzy knocks in his first shot.
As I mentioned pregame, Gizzy shooting the lights out here in February. He's shooting 49.3, 9% better than his season average.
And now a turnover as Almodovar goes into the chest of Jackson Paul. And right now, Huntington can do no wrong. We head to our next media timeout. 9:51 left in the first half. Huntington up 15.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
And this is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school, you could come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
Trying to get Ryan Holzapfel involved here on the sideline. I don't know if you guys could hear him or not. We could not hear him in our headset, but we might try to go back to him here a little later in this first half. Ryan, of course, does a lot of color commentary here for us on FDN Sports, and tonight adding him into the mix as a sideline reporter. I think he's going to be checking out what's going on in the huddles for Coach Corey Alford's team, and even though we couldn't hear Ryan, I'm assuming it's a lot of good things right now.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Corey Alford, I'm just saying, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say.
Sparks rises up, still perfect from the field. And now Goodline has a steal. Swing pass. Sparks staying in his zone, probably a good pass to Goodline. You could feel a heat check coming, but slowed himself down.
Yeah, I thought that shot was going right up as soon as it hit his hands. Disciplined move right there.
Gizzy, left-handed dribble. Sparks now against Damari Hood, goes to his strong left, and why not at this point?
Thought had another steal right there, but great job, Lane Sparks, just outrunning his defender right there. He is so good at getting to the rim whenever he wants.
Sparks up to 12 points. He's actually 4 of 5. I forgot he missed one earlier in this half. It doesn't feel like he's missed anything he's tried. Burke to Carson Rogers, who's in for the first time, and Caden Johnson got him on the shooting arm, as now Rogers will shoot a pair.
Yeah, Rogers, a freshman here for the Cougars, and a pretty young second group here. St. Francis, he's averaging 3.2 on the season, but getting some early minutes here.
Rogers misses the first. Free throws have not been St. Francis's friend here tonight. And really, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but the Cougars are doing everything wrong. Huntington's doing everything right. Huntington's taking care of the ball and shooting it well. St. Francis has killed themselves here early with all these turnovers. It's just hurt them in this first half.
Yeah, it's hard to play winning basketball when you are turning the ball over at the rate they're currently turning it over. But that's not to say they can't get things going. They can't start shooting well. Malone may get hot again, so this game is far from over.
Izzy controlling the pace right now. Mismatch inside with Caden Johnson. The big lefty goes with his right hand, and that was what Coach Alford talked about yesterday. If Caden Johnson plays well, this Huntington team is really hard to stop.
Yeah, Caden Johnson, not really known as a scorer, but he's getting his own right there. Fantastic move, spin on the block.
Damari Hood, tough two. Nearly gets the roll, and then Reedy's fouled on the rebound. And I believe that could put St. Francis in the 1-1, and it will here with 8:18 left in the first half. So Reedy will go to the free throw line. It's going to be a 1-1. Reedy was pleading for a shot, and I don't blame him. It looked like he was trying to tip it, so I think it could have been a shooting foul. But instead, it's just a 1-1 opportunity, and Reedy can't make the first. He won't get the second. Goodline's got another rebound. It's already a 20-point lead here for HU.
Oh, yeah, and this half is far from over. 8 minutes left on the clock. HU could easily expand this lead and try to put this game out of reach going into halftime.
Lane thought about going left again, was cut off, takes a tough falling away mid-range jumper. Maybe his first not great shot of the night. As Hood catches, keeps his toes in, and Goodline tipped it away. Another turnover. Drew will go to the hoop, gets Northern in the air, missed the bunny, kept alive and put right back in by Drew.
Just a weak rebounding effort there for St. Francis. Drew Goodline, not to say that he's a short guy, but not the biggest guy in the court. He's getting his own rebounds and putting it back for second chance points.
Does average around 4 rebounds per game. He's already got 3 tonight, so definitely capable of doing it. Malone against Johnson, who goes straight up. Isaiah stuffed that time. Northern thought about a 3. Gizzy tried running through Malone. 4 on the shot clock. Hood got to take a tough one against Gizzy and makes it.
Man, nothing you could have done there for HU. A fantastic defensive possession. Just ends in an amazing shot right there.
They are going to come look at that one, so if we can mark that in the back right around the 7:05 mark, they want to make sure that Hood got that shot off at the next media timeout. Johnson, 2 points tonight, working on Malone. Swings back to his left, halfway down and out. Northern Trying to push it ahead. Malone is fouled by Johnson, and Isaiah a couple of free throws.
Yeah, I haven't called Malone's name in a while, but he forces some contact right there.
So now 2 of Huntington's bigs with 2 fouls. Johnson, he has 2. Jordan, he has 2 as well. I'm assuming we won't see Landon the rest of the first half. And with Bruvier playing these limited minutes, he is checking in now, but this is where Kamani Smith comes into the equation at 6'5", 6'6", and a great rebound.
Yeah, Kamani Smith, he's taking on a bigger role every single game. Every single game he's getting more minutes, more minutes. He's going to get a chance to show what he can do here in the conference tournament.
He is an awesome teammate, too, and a really good guy. You'll see him help the opposing players off the floor as Malone misses both. Right now, St. Francis, they are shooting an abysmal 2 for 7 from the charity stripe. Gizzy, wide open from 3. Got another.
Don't understand going under the screen right there. Got to read the scouting report. Gizzy, great three-point shooter, especially when you give him that much room to shoot.
Northern is called for an offensive foul. I thought that was going to be called on Max Gizzy, but instead, Northern extends that left arm, and it's Huntington's ball again.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, thinking that it could have been on Gizzy, could have been on Johnson. Forsters catch another break and another turnover for the St. Francis Cougars.
So already 23-point lead. Now Northern has to sit with 2, and you take a look at this St. Francis team, they're not really built to have another ball handler out there. Northern plays a lot of minutes, and he's the one that controls this offense. Gizzy looking for 5 straight, shot that one too strong, tapped by Bruvier, and now we see the senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, Jackson Gowdy in for the first time. Almodovar up and under, and that's just what he can do.
Great finish right there. We haven't called his name too many times, but he is this team's primary scorer. If they're going to have any chance of getting back in this game, he's going to need to start getting downhill, getting to the rack, forcing some contact, and they're going to need to be better shooting free throws.
Gizzy again, his 3rd triple.
Yeah, might want to get up on him. He is fantastic. I believe he is 3 for 3 tonight.
Gowdy against Smith, 2 seniors playing one another. And Hood flips it to Almodovar. Great matchup between him and Gizzy. That's the kind of shot that Almodovar makes, and he did it again.
Someone I noticed on that possession, Cade Brenner, playing some pretty good defense on Isaiah Malone right there. He's not the tallest guy, but he is thick and he is strong. He is someone who can handle those big men down in the paint.
They go over the screen this time wisely. Gizzy gets to the rim, and Malone, one of the best shot blockers in the league, got one. Gowdy is fouled by Smith, and we are to our media timeout. So when we come back, it'll be Gowdy at the free throw line. Huntington up 22 in Platte Arena.
I'm Micah.
And I'm Smai.
And we filmed a short documentary in South Korea. The documentary was telling the stories of North Korean defectors who escaped into South Korea. We really just wanted to highlight how important unification is for the countries.
One of my favorite moments was when we were cooked a traditional North Korean meal by one of the defectors.
Another really cool moment was that we had missionaries from the Netherlands, from the United States, and from Korea all in the same place. I'm working on this documentary together, and there was just like 3 different languages bouncing around all the time, and it was just like so cool to be in that like presence of so many languages.
One of the hardest challenges was the translation. Obviously, Mike and I both don't speak Korean. We didn't have enough time there to learn any Korean.
I think we're both really excited for the impact of this documentary. I think it's like exactly kind of our wheelhouse and what we want to go into, because we're telling just really real and honest stories.
I mean, Jesus told stories to people all the time because it was hard for them to figure out a way to completely understand what he was talking about. It definitely reaches people in a different way than a lot of things can.
I was listening in to the Forrester huddle, and Coach Corey Alford was absolutely loving their offensive intensity. He was saying St. Francis didn't have an answer for ball screens. They were grabbing the offensive rebounds, and it was an overall amazing execution for the Forresters in their own half court, scoring the basket at will. and he just wants them to continue to that, run in transition, and if the Foresters continue to do that, they're going to run away with this game.
Back in Platt Arena, they are taking a look at that Damari Hood jump shot to see if it was good, but we're having a little bit of issues finding the correct play, as it was with about 7:05 on the clock, and it'll either be a 22-point lead or a 20-point lead. Unfortunately, I'm not sure they're going to be able to see the light in the shot there, as the refs are trying to go over top of that. Anyways, Brady, it's been a hot start for HU, and I don't think they're going to be able to determine that. Just couldn't get the right look for replay. It looks like Hood did get it off in time to us. And now with 4:50 left in the half, Brady, everything going Foresters' way. You want to keep this up, though.
Oh, yeah, they've been playing fast. They've been playing disciplined, limiting the turnovers. Can't say the same for St. Francis, but here on this kind of stretch, they've been playing well. Almodovar has been doing a better job getting to the rack, but as you see right there, they have not been able to convert on their free throws.
Free throws tonight for St. Francis, now 2 of 8 to go along with turnovers on the night, 10 of them in the first half.
Second free throw by Jackson Gowdy.
So it's a 21-point lead for HU. Sorry for that delay there. Just trying to make sure we had that shot figured out on replay. It was good. Even though the refs couldn't quite take a look at it, it looked like it was good from Hood. So we're good with that call. Sparks goes to his right, floats one with the left, missed a rare short shot, and then Malone tipped it away as Smith seemed to be poked in the eye. Incidental, but it's still HU's ball now with 10 on the shot clock. Actually, I should change it. It should be 20 on the shot clock.
You mentioned Smith's name. I like seeing him getting some minutes here with a 4.5 left in the half. He is a guy who I think could potentially down the stretch be a very, very valuable bench asset.
Max, 3 threes on the night, thought about another. Now Almodovar takes it. Brenner will fire a triple. Strong, Gizzy there to get it back. Max, 14-footer, rolls it in.
Favorable bounce off the deep three from Cade Brenner. Gizzy's right there, gets to a spot and knocks it down.
St. Francis, they need an answer right now, Brady, because things are starting to get away from them just a little bit. Just haven't had much production from their star players. Gowdy will take a rare 3. Strong, there's Bruvier back in the game to grab another rebound.
And they haven't really been able to play to their strength. Malone hasn't been having a fantastic night. Usually when St. Francis is at their best, they're getting inside and they're getting inside like Bruvier just did right there.
I'd say he's feeling good as he puts that one back. Huntington up 25, their largest lead of the night. So good to have him back in the lineup, Brady. He's just showing everything that he brings to this team. And another offensive foul, this time on Gowdy.
It's
11 turnovers.
It's contagious here for the Cougars. Seems like everyone they put in is playing a bit undisciplined, a little loose, maybe a little tight. Maybe a bit nervous here playing in Platt Arena. I mean, after all, the last time they've won in this arena was February 15, 2021. So it's been 4 years. Haven't had a lot of success in Huntington, Indiana.
There's several guys in this St. Francis locker room. They've never beat Huntington in this arena, and until they beat them the first time this season, they had not beat them at all in their career either. Corey's had their number, 7-3 against the Cougars, looking to make it 8-3. Sparks, tough 2, dribbles right into it. Kamani Smith ripped it away and was whistled for the over the back call there.
Not sure if I like that whistle right there. It looked like he did a pretty good job getting around him right there, but regardless, we're going to get a whistle, and Kamani Smith's going to check out of the game.
See Roman Bruvier right there putting that one back. Great replay by our crew in the back, who always does an excellent job. Been lucky to call a lot of sports here on FDN Sports this year, and every single game getting better and better. 47-22, 3-ish minutes left, and another miss for St. Francis. It's like there's literally a lid on the basket.
Yeah, it has not been pretty. And it's easy for us to say here sitting on the sidelines in these chairs, but if you're going to play winning basketball, these free throws are going to need to be more efficient than they are. You don't have to make all of them, but you can't have consistent visits with no made baskets.
You can't make all of them, but you got to make some of them. And
yes.
Right now, none of them are going in. 3 of 11 for St. Francis from the free throw line. Sparks got that hot start going. Has been a little more quiet here as of late. Good line, blocked again by Malone. That's his second. Now the big fella is going to put it on the floor. Euro step and fouled by Brenner. And honestly, if St. Francis could make some of these free throws, which they're going to get more here with Malone, they'd be somewhat in this game because they've been to the line a lot. That's already 12 team fouls on HU.
Yeah, this would not be a 25-point deficit if, like you said, they were able to convert some of these free throws. And maybe if they were able to convert some of these potential and one opportunities. They've had a lot of decent looks that have sent them to the line. Kind of like that one right there. That's a makeable shot. Cade Brenner, a smaller defender. Malone, maybe a shot that he typically makes.
We're seeing Keyshawn McNeil in for the first time. He's actually a native of Japan. A long ways from home, checking in for St. Francis, just up the road in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Can't say enough about the crowd tonight, too. Excellent energy here in the building for the Foresters. Halftime update, Bethel only up 4 on Taylor, so that's the score to keep an eye on here tonight in the Crossroads League. Johnson with a dream sweeping hook, couldn't get it to go.
He's tried that a couple times. Looks like something that he's maybe worked on. I believe he got one on to go, but definitely a move he's probably trying to work on.
Burke, 15-footer, that's off. Johnson, great rebound, caught it with his left hand. And Johnson, not a big night so far, but 2 rebounds to go along with 2 points. Maybe gonna try to add to that. KJ to his left, blocked by Malone, who's got 3 of them already.
Yeah, Malone has been pretty dominant down low. 3 blocks and a couple of missed tough looks forced.
Isaiah now wants to get it going offensively. Almodovar, a deep one, left it short, falls into the arms of KJ.
Got just a great defensive scheme for HU. They're forcing the ball down low, trying to get their players to shoot threes, but they're doing a good job closing out, and they really just don't have any open looks.
Now it's a foul on Burke, and finally Huntington will have a chance to the free throw line. 9 fouls against St. Francis here tonight. This will be free throw number 7 for HU, and it'll still be a 1-and-1 for Sparks. Lefty knocks it in. 3 out of 4 here tonight. He's up to 13 points to lead the way for HU. Talk about Sparks' accomplishment. Already over 2,000 points, but he needed tonight 11 points to pass Alex Cook. So he's done that, and now he's 6th all time. If he has 21 points tonight, which he's well on his way, he'll move into 5th all time. And Gabe LaGrange, who is currently in 5th, is the father of Luke LaGrange, who's currently redshirting on the bench for HU. McNeil getting worked here by Gizzy defensively. And now Hood had some space, but backs it out with 90 seconds left in this first half. Smith back in the game. He took Sparks' spot, and Reedy just kind of pushed that one in off the glass.
Yeah, that was a good move right there, making this spinning on the baseline, going up against 2 defenders. Like you said, kind of pushed it in. Bucket's good, though.
1 minute left. HU can really start to put the nail in the coffin here with a few more buckets. Good line to JP. He's hit 1 tonight, and that one too strong. Malone really starting to rebound it here, up to 7.
Yeah, despite the deficit on the scoreboard, Malone has had a decent night defensively and rebounding the ball. Scoring column, not so much, but he could get going here.
Almodovar again from deep and finally gets one to go, and that was from the volleyball line.
Yeah, not really the shot that you want to be taking, especially down this much, but hey, if you can knock it down, why not?
And Coach Corey Alford going to use his use it or lose it timeout. Huntington still up 20. Give you a rundown here on the stats so far. It's 46.2% from HU from the field. St. Francis, they're actually shooting a better percentage, Brady. They have 18 less shots than HU in this first half because of all those turnovers.
Yeah, it's a famous quote, Wayne Gretzky, you miss all the shots you don't take. The amount of possessions they've had where they have not even gotten a shot up is staggering to say the least, and that's just ball control, being smart with the ball. And like I mentioned pregame, this is a young team. They're not exactly disciplined. And in this tournament game, you're going to need to be clean, you're going to need to be smart, and they just haven't been this game.
Huntington up 20 here with 34.8 seconds left in the half. Your HU, this is just a mental thing for me. Being up 20 or being up 18, it's just a little different at halftime. Obviously, it's 2 points, but you look up the scoreboard, you're up 20 at the half. If they can knock in another bucket or even just keep it right here, you feel really good about your chances. Of course, anything can happen. We saw that at Taylor a couple of nights ago. But, man, this has been all Huntington in this first half and exactly what they needed.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to have to agree with you on the 2018 thing. And the game, we all know the game is 50%, 100% mental. So you go up there, you have that mental advantage. It's going to do wonders for that team in the second half. As Drew Goodline gets an MJ-like finish right there.
That's one way to avoid the shot blocker, as Goodline has a crafty 2. 4 seconds left. Almodovar looking for another. It's short. Gizzy runs it down, and Huntington will take a 22-point lead into the halftime break. Foresters on fire. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, see if Huntington can finish the job after the halftime break on FDN Sports.
It's too late. No going back. Olympiad is about to begin.
take one marker.
Hi, my name is Michaela Dyson, and I am a junior film major at Huntington University. So my daily life at Huntington kind of changes every other day, but for the most part, I wake up in the morning, let's say it's a Tuesday. I wake up and I go to documentary class with Adam Widener, and then I will go get lunch, usually get some other classes out of the way, and then I'll make my way to the Cage for my shift. The Cage has influenced me a lot in the last 3 years. It was a place that I went to freshman year and fell in love with it. It was a place that I figured out I could grow and learn in technical skills and also just collaborate with other like-minded filmmakers. I would say something that I'm looking forward to in the film department specifically is just continuing to be on the sets with my friends. Feature films has changed my view on film quite a bit. Usually here at Huntington we do 3-day film sets, but with a feature film it looks more like 30 for at least what we're doing here. And so working with people for an extended period of time, learning how to communicate with different departments, learning how to communicate within your own department has definitely impacted how I function now here as a student. Being on a feature film has provided the knowledge that we can bring back to the classroom. It's provided the knowledge we can bring back onto our class projects. And it's definitely something that I am so blessed that I was able to be part of and cannot wait for the future. Some words of encouragement that I have for some future filmmakers is not only to just keep going, keep doing it, you're doing great, but also to say, lean on the people that are also in your field.
Like I said before, I don't really see the need of you coming in here, Mr. Inspector. We always say here that our health is top priority. It's like no other here, okay? We make sure that we're the best place in New York City. Is that right, my friends? Yes, yes it is.
I understand that, Mr. Harvey, but it's my job. The health department insists.
Figures. Well, this place may look shabby, you may see something you don't want to see, but we got heart, and we are an honest establishment, okay? My grandfather, 50 years ago, created this place, and bada boom, he gave the position to my father, and bada bing, after my father retired, made this place my very own, and that's why you see this pristine establishment you see before your very eyes.
Pristine is one word for it.
We like to make sure that cleanliness is our #1 priority. It's a good plate. And we want to make sure that our mantra here, and what I am giving to all these chefs, is that the customer is always right. Always. And that means we want to make sure we stay clean. We wash our hands at least once during our time in the kitchen every night.
How thorough of you.
Yes, it is. We like to have fun here, don't we? Don't we have fun? And I just have one question for you. No, I'm going to keep it blunt. Blunt! I just have to say, what's your verdict? Seriously, though.
My verdict, Mr. Harvey, is that this restaurant is not up to scratch. Honestly, I'm surprised that this place is still even open.
What health codes did we violate, huh? What stuff, huh?
Which ones didn't you violate? My word is final. I'm taking this report to the health department tomorrow morning. I hope you have your things in order.
You can't do this to me. My grandfather created this place. My father took it on after he died. My grandfather's dead. You think you could take away my restaurant? I'm not gonna let this happen. Ugh!
Not up to scratch.
I was finally on my phone.
Back in Platt Arena, about 4 minutes until we start the second half. It was all Foresters in that first half. Take great care of the basketball and shoot a good percentage, and usually you're going to be in a good spot. On the other side, we talked about it right before the halftime break. St. Francis, they shot right around the same percentage as Huntington, but man, their 11 to 12 turnovers, free throw misses, everything really hurt. I think we're going to be on camera right over here, Brady. So it's Preston Husband, Brady Gallo. I'm not standing up at the moment. I'm waiting on Coach Corey Alford to get over here. But everything's going Huntington's way, and you take a look around the league. Bethel, they're only up 4 right now. I have that on my computer in front of me against Taylor. And if you're a Forester fan, you cross your fingers and maybe Taylor beats Bethel, and we're back here on Friday night.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. This Forester team plays better here in Platt Arena, surrounded by these fantastic fans. So it would be awesome if they were able to come back here on Friday for a home game. But Bethel, obviously a fantastic squad. Taylor, great squad. We'll see how that one shapes up.
Huntington in that first half, they were led by Lane Sparks, who for a while didn't miss a shot and then went a little cold at the end. Shot 4 of 9, had 14 points, 3 rebounds. Max Gizzy, though, we've been talking about it each time we're on a call together. Be more aggressive, Max. We want to see you shoot it. He did. 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown, 11 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Drew Goodline had 7, 3 rebounds. Landon Jordan added 7 and 4. Take a look at Jackson Paul. He had a quick 7 and 2 assists. Bruvier off the bench, 3 points, 3 rebounds. Excellent. And maybe a fun dunk as well there on the putback. Caden Johnson had 2. No one else scored. It was balanced for St. Francis, but they just did not get enough production from their stars like HU did to start the game.
Yeah. St. Francis has been struggling. There's not much to say. HU has been playing sound defense the entire first half. We're going to get Coach Alford here on the mic.
Coach, thanks for joining us. First of all, got to be one of your best halves in the entire season. Everything was working for you guys.
Absolutely, on both ends of the court. I thought it wasn't perfect execution defensively, but we made up for it with effort. And then offensively, from the jump, that's as well as we've executed. Shot the ball well, 1 turnover. But it started with Jackson and Max, both just attacking from the jump, especially in their ball screen coverage. I thought they did a great job.
There's obviously some stars on this team. Lane Sparks comes to everyone's mind this year. But a star that maybe not everyone knows about or realizes is Roman Bruvier. I mean, off the bench tonight, right back into action. He was amazing in that first half.
Yeah, we sat him the last 2 weeks trying to get him healthy, and I think you saw why, because that's the impact that he can make. He's been one of our best defenders ever since he's stepped foot on campus, but he's worked extremely hard just to get back on the court. So great seeing him back on the court.
All right, Coach, thank you. We'll see you afterwards. It's 51-29 as we get set for the second half. Just want to give a shout out to all of our crew tonight, as the cameras were excellent, the replay has been great, the graphics always awesome here on FDN Sports. Keep in mind, this is an all-student Ram broadcast besides myself and then Professor Adam Widener. And that is an excellent, excellent job by the students here who are taking time out of their weeknight, time out of their homework time, their library time, whatever they might be doing, their Fortnite time. That's what I'd be doing if I was at home, right? Yeah. In college. At 51-29 right now, and our crew has just been excellent here, as always, Brady. And we're going to cover some baseball on Friday. We talked about that. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about you. You're a pitcher?
Yes.
Pitcher. I always forget that. I don't know why, but you're a right-handed pitcher, correct? And where are you from?
I am from Mishawaka, Indiana.
Mishawaka, Indiana. So that's where Bethel is. We don't want to talk about that. So they're playing up in Mishawaka right now, but you're going to see some of Brady on FDN Sports, not only as a commentator, but hopefully on the diamond, on the bump coming up here, as we will cover their doubleheader against Indiana Wesleyan on Friday now. It was supposed to be Saturday. We'll talk more about that with Coach Mike Frame, who obviously the field is named after. He'll join me for color commentary throughout that season. But Brady, it's been excellent to have you this year. You're doing an awesome job here as just a freshman.
Thank you so much. I love doing broadcasting. That's what I'm here for, and I'm just so glad I have so many people around me that are super supportive.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of games together. Gizzy up top, Landon!
Welcome back to the game. Landon Jordan sat out some of that first half due to some foul trouble, but gets up high and puts it down hard that time.
How about an exclamation point right out of the halftime break? Malone with an answer, maybe not the same type of flair, but still 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points is 2 points right there. Getting to his spot, spinning off the block, doing a good job.
53-31, Huntington holding on to that 22-point lead as Jordan is really having a great offensive game here tonight and looks to add on as he missed that one, works to get it back. That lob just a little too far behind him.
Yeah, it was good positioning by Jordan. Pass just not exactly where it needed to be. Would have been a great dunk if he would have made it.
Northern gets it back into Malone. This has really been their offense tonight. Malone's got 9 to lead the way. This is the other guy that has to get going. Steps back, Almodovar misses, tipped by Paul, caught by Goodline.
Almodovar, he's forcing himself into some tough looks for really no reason. He had a taller defender on him, Landon Jordan, fadeaway jumper. He could work for a better look than that, I'm sure.
JP, he'll take another 3. He's got 2 tonight. I cannot remember the last time Jackson Paul had 2 threes in a game. It's a good night to do it.
Yeah, neither can I. Not really what he's known for, but why not? If it's working, you feel good, take that thing.
He's feeling extremely confident as he's now into double digits. This is the Jackson Paul we got so used to seeing last season. Malone, he'll knock in the occasional 3. He's perfect.
Malone, for some reason, he only takes 1 3 a game, but he shoots 60% from there. That's his second. He's 2 for 2.
Awfully bold. Talking a little trash to Jordan down by 22 as well, but if you're shooting perfect from the three-point line at 6'8", you can do whatever you want. He's a very good player.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of player to talk trash, especially when you're down. In the words of Michael Jordan, everyone's acting tough when they're up, but Malone acting tough when he's down.
Yeah, he's really the only one that's got it going. Is Sparks had it going early, but now just 4 of 10 from the field. I like it, though. I mean, if you're confident, whether you're up or down, play like it, and Malone does that. His brother, obviously at Colorado now, playing in the Big 12. Just went to Kansas and nearly had a double-double. He's playing for Grace last season. Sparks, he'll run ahead. Almodovar chasing. We've seen Sparks miss a dunk this year, so this time he just lays it in.
Yeah, the fundamental right there. I thought for a split second when he got his hand on that pass, we're going to see some fireworks, but he keeps it simple, gets the layup, 2 points.
Malone positioning inside. He missed a dunk. And now the crowd has something to say to him. Gizzy right back into it. Short. Up top, Jordan catches and scores over the top of Malone.
You can only imagine what Landon Jordan's going to be saying to Malone on this next possession. Not a great look right there.
So looking back at the Jackson Paul 2 threes tonight, that is the first time he has hit 2 threes in a game since the Taylor game on January 15th. It's a long time ago. Another rebound down to Landon Jordan, who's starting to dominate this basketball game. Sparks in transition, in and out. Jordan again brought it down too low, but got it out to Drew, who will fire one from the parking lot. 29-point lead. Huntington feels it now as we head into another media timeout. It's all HU in Platt Arena right now.
Without the Forrester Fund, I wouldn't be who I am today and all that I'm going to become as an educator. And I know without the Forrester Fund, I wouldn't be able to pour into my future students the way that I will be able to after my college experience. So quickly, Huntington became a home for me. And I've also just had a really neat opportunity to engage with like the material in my classes in just a really meaningful way, not just surface level, but understanding what education looks like from a Christ-like perspective. My professors here just like give me a wonderful opportunity to engage with what it looks like to evangelize to students when I can't even say Christ's name.
Platt Arena lit back on fire by Drew Goodline, who just knocked in another 3. Foresters right now, all of their starters into double digits. Sparks with 16, Gizzy and Jordan with 11, Goodline and Paul now with 10. I'm going to keep going back to this because Jackson Paul shooting the basketball is so important and so just necessary for HU to maybe take a really deep run. That's only the 3rd game this entire season that he's made more than 1 3. So tonight's the night. If he can keep playing this confident, HU is so, so good. Malone fouled by Gizzy. Gizzy looks like someone who would like wrestle in high school. Gets really low and just fights you to the death.
He's scrappy. You saw him. He got that foul, but he came up clapping his hands. He's fired up. Yeah, it's actually a good comparison.
I just saw there was the IHSAA finals were down at Lucas Oil, and there was, I can't remember what school he was from, but a wrestler completely just bleeding from the forehead, kept going. Those guys are tough as nails, and that's the same with Max as Jordan tipped that away from Malone, another turnover. Sparks will go to the rim, bumped on his way, no whistle against Northern. They'll let him play on. Almodovar in transition, that time it's called, and he's got a chance for 3.
And some confused looks here from Drew Goodline.
Tell you what, that's where Almodovar's his best though. We haven't seen it as much tonight. He is an absolute freak of an athlete. I mean, this dude can dunk it from anywhere and on people, and they actually, St. Francis put out all their best dunks today on Twitter. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they'll have any to add to the collection tonight so far, but he is really a special athlete and someone that I think could be the best player in this league here come next year in senior season.
I 100% agree. When I was doing my prep for this game, I'm just seeing all these numbers, him getting to the line, watching him being athletic. Like you said, haven't exactly seen that tonight. Still some time he can maybe add to his highlight reel, but going to be a long road if he's going to be able to help his team get a win tonight.
HU so far this season, this is their 16th home game. They're 12-3 on the year at Platt Arena. They're 22-6 overall. Corey's best season as a coach was 24-8 2 seasons ago. So he's working on potentially a new career high in wins as well if he can keep this going down the stretch. And as mentioned, a win tonight pretty much locks them in, solidifies them hosting national tournament games here in a few weeks, which is so big because see the atmosphere here tonight. Goodline, just as far as the last one.
He's feeling himself. He's looking at the bench as Jackson Paul is going to jump that pass.
See if HU can get another. How about a little push pass to Sparks?
HU is running the Cougars out of the gym right now.
68-37, matches their largest lead of the night, and now Jackson's called for a touch foul underneath. That is the 3rd on the Foresters, 2 on St. Francis. It's all started defensively. These are good guards. This is a great offensive team that has played the 3rd toughest schedule in the nation. Huntington looks like one of the best teams in the entire country tonight. It's because they're fully back and guys like Jackson Paul, Brubier producing. Another one on Jackson, back-to-back.
Yeah, just to expand on what you were saying, the Foresters are playing their best basketball of the season right now, which is exactly when you want to be playing it. They've been fantastic in February. Hopefully that can carry over potentially into March when they get to some of those more important tournaments games, as it looks like they're going to move on here tonight with 15 on the clock, up by 30. But yeah, you're going to need some of those bigger games. And like you mentioned, Jackson Paul, if he's able to get going, there's a lot of pieces on this Forester team that can lead them to have a big run.
Reedy, good footwork inside. Caden Johnson called for the whistle. And now that's 3 straight on HU in the last about 30 seconds. And Reedy now has a chance for 3. And we're going to send it to another media timeout. So when we come back, Joe Reedy will be at the free throw line. HU still up 29.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Forester's Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just like a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was like passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
This is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are like at the camp as well. Talk to like your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school, you could come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Just had the Lad Dental Smile Cam. Kamani Smith smiling his way back into Platt Arena as HU up by 28 right now. Everyone's smiling in here right now. This is the best basketball we've seen HU play all year. 26 of 52 from the field, Brady. 10 of 17 from 3. And Drew Goodline's the one who's got the hot hand now. Speaking of, looking for 3 straight.
I mean, he just can't miss right now. The basket looks about 10 feet wide right now for Drew Goodline.
3 straight threes for Drew. He's got a fan in the comment section as well cheering on Drew. And great news for HU, he's coming back next year. Hood responds with a triple of his own. Makes it a 28-point game. Speaking of, we'd love for you to comment. Tell us where you're watching from tonight. Give you a shout out from us to the FDN Sports crew. 4 in a row? Just off the mark. Every time he shoots it right now, you think it's going in. Almodovar swings it to Joe Reedy, who goes strong to the hoop. Another whistle comes in. That's 6 already on HU here.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here in the second half. They have the luxury of being up by a good amount, but if this was the first half, if they would have had this earlier, could be looking at a different game.
Once again, you guys can leave a comment on the YouTube page. Even if you're a St. Francis fan, we'll still say hello to you and thank you for tuning in to FDN Sports tonight. I know I've got some friends watching from all over. Connor Platt, who's in the, I think he's still in the top 10 for scoring in program history with 1854. If I'm wrong, Connor, send me a text. He played for Ty Platt, who of course was the coach before Corey Alford. Tyler Green, one of my best friends, he's watching from Houston tonight. Got people all over the country checking out FDN Sports. I know family members and friends always tuning in. I think your ladies listening again, your biggest fans. So it's always good to hear from you guys. Devin Browning, who was a manager last year, tuning in. Preston and Brady, goated commentary duo. We appreciate that, Devin. Big Murr as well, watching from Indianapolis, enjoying FDN Sports tonight. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and letting us know as Hood is whistled for one that he probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah, we can hear the moans and groans here behind us. Yeah, kind of a questionable call, especially in this point of the game. Yeah, not really a whistle I see any reason to be blown right there.
Hood had encounter with a fan here after the game the last time. Thankfully, that's been handled this time around as Jordan jams again.
Landon Jordan having a fantastic night, and he could really have more points than he does right now. I believe that was his 13th. If he played more that first half, he could be looking at a 20-point double-double tonight.
Almodovar, tough three, and now he's starting to get it going a little bit. This is the scorer he's been all year long.
Yeah, he's knocked down a couple deep threes and a couple tough looks right there. He's a fantastic scorer. Not always from the three-point line like we're seeing tonight, but just a great shot maker.
Gizzy working against Almodovar. He gets a foul on him. We've got a couple fans tuning in from North Carolina tonight saying go Foresters. Heather Knight, who is Drew's cousin, she's the one commenting, letting us know. How about Joel Dyer checking in all the way from Australia? Played here for Corey Alford for several years, and great left-handed shooter. He had an awesome run in the Crossroads League tournament my first year with HU Sports, and also my father-in-law listening from Rockport, Indiana, Chris Woosley checking in the action as Bruvier is back in. Drew looking for his fourth this half. Good contest out there by Almodovar. Malone able to track it down as the shot clock went off, but the Cougars move on. Damari Hood looking for another, and Bruvier is whistled for a foul inside, and all of a sudden, Cougars are in the 1-1.
Foul on Roman Beaver, his first.
I mean, the fans tonight, incredible in the comments. Jeffrey Bowditch, hope I'm saying that right, Foresters on fire. Corey Blocker, FUB repping Union Township as the best commentator around. Thank you, Corey. Corey is someone I grew up with, and he's a big Forester fan. Goes back to the days when Drew Benedict was an assistant coach. Phil Sunderman watching with his mom, Nona, from the Heritage here. Nursing home, believe she celebrated her 100th birthday not long ago, and she was watching FDN Sports that day. So thank you all once again. We'll keep saying hello to everyone. We love that our fans are so involved here at HU and just love Huntington University basketball.
And there's a reason that so many alumni come back here. This is just a really great place to be, and it's even better when we're putting up highlight plays like that.
Jordan's living on the rim tonight. That's his fourth or fifth dunk, that time big to big, and that was the aspect, again, of Bruvier being healthy. They're able to do that a little more. Malone, 2 threes tonight. This time puts it on the floor and shows off that part of his game as well.
Malone, just such a great player we see right there. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Forces Bruvier to kind of break down and respect the three-pointer. He's able to get on his hip and get inside.
He's another guy that his brother transferred out of the NAIA and now plays in the Big 12. I wouldn't be surprised to see Isaiah do that eventually.
No.
Bruvier, a rare three. He's only shot a couple on the year, missed that one short. Burke, a three in transition, responds, and this is the closest that St. Francis has been in a while, just a 20-point game.
Yeah, making it look score look a little prettier here tonight, and that's what the Cougars are good at, getting Almodovar being the primary ball handler and getting it catch and shoot to Burke.
Huntington back with the basketball, a little over 11 minutes left. JP has knocked in those 2 threes tonight. Crafts his way in. Brenner still can't find one from deep. He hit a couple the last time these two teams met. He's hit as many as 4, including a couple against Goshen on Saturday, and now Jackson Paul is whistled for an off-the-ball foul. That is 8 fouls in the first 9 minutes against Huntington.
Foresters have not had a great whistle here in the second half. Maybe that's because they're undisciplined. Maybe that's because St. Francis is doing something different offensively. Not really sure. We didn't see a lot of that in the first half.
So Jackson Paul picks up his 3rd. He was the unsung hero in the Taylor game when he created an offensive foul and Sometimes ball don't lie as Hood misses it. Malone gets it back. And they're going to say that it was off of Malone last as Sparks went into the front row. It should have been St. Francis basketball.
Yeah, and a little extra English on the end of that play by Malone, and he's talking to Caden Johnson. Not what you want to see right there. I believe technical's gonna be handed out.
Wow. So Malone gets called for the personal, and that's a tough whistle. I think that St. Francis has an argument there. I thought both guys were just going to the ball, and he pushed it off of lane to keep it with St. Francis. JP this time misses the mid-range jumper, and Almodovar tips it out of play.
Something that goes unnoticed here in Platt Arena, and we've mentioned a couple times the fantastic home court advantage that the Foresters have. Just how involved these fans are, even with the score being what it is and the time left on the clock. They're still actively engaged in this game, still cheering, still booing when things go wrong. It's just something that doesn't go noticed all the time, but can really do wonders for a team at their own home court.
Jackson surveying, gets in the air. Brenner still trying to open it up and has missed 4 threes now. Jackson Paul gets it back, goes high off the glass.
He's flexing on his way back down the court, and he's doing so for a reason. He's a bit of an undersized guard, but does so well getting to the rack and finishing with contact.
Malone trying for his 3rd three. JP again rises up and is bumped on the end of the play by Damari Hood as the Foresters up 22. You know, the picture today before the game was Jackson Paul flexing on social media, and he shows us why there on that last play as well. So 16 fouls on St. Francis, the 3rd on Damari Hood. And the chippiness that we kind of talked about with the last game is maybe starting to come out here a little bit as St. Francis is now really doing everything they can to just survive in this basketball game.
Oh yeah, when you have two teams that don't like each other and they meet for the 3rd time in the season, there's always going to be a bit of bad blood there no matter what.
Kamani thought about a 3, goes strong to the rim. Sparks gets the offensive rebound, and Lane puts it right back in.
Did a 360 right there on the ground to get the bucket untouched.
Almodovar back to the rim, another foul called, and who's this gonna be on? It is gonna be on Max Gizzy, and after this, actually, we're gonna keep it here, I've heard. Okay, no, we're not. We're going to send it to a commercial. Thought we had Ryan. Maybe we'll have him when we come back. 22-point lead for the Foresters.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to the research center. We got to practice CPR.
I thought I would come here and not know, talk to anybody. But first day, it was oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational.
Thank you, Preston. I had the chance to get into the huddle with Coach Corey Alford, and he was really telling his team that they need to keep up the hustle. Their hustle has been down a little bit, and he was talking about how it doesn't matter if you're up 20, it doesn't matter if you're up 40. You got to continue to hustle, you have to continue to work the entire time. That is what championship teams do, and Coach Corey Alford trying to instill that into his team. Back to you, Preston.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Excellent coverage there in the huddle for the Foresters as Coach Alford preaching his team to stay strong here. You can still build on games even when you're up big in, and with a little less than 10 minutes left, anything's possible in college basketball.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that this game is not over. For as much as the Foresters have dominated pretty much since the first buzzer has sounded, since the tip-off, this game is not over. And with the amount of runs that we see in college basketball today, it's not out of the question Cougars to go on an insane run, knock down a ton of threes, and be right back in this game.
KJ, great move to his strong hand, has another 2. That pushes it to 23. Also, for you Forester fans, Bethel is only up 1 currently against Taylor with 5:45 remaining. So that is who HU will play. The winner of that game is Malone now has 3 threes tonight.
Yeah, Malone shooting more threes than he has. I don't have the stats well up in front of me, but could be the most amount of threes he's taken in a game and knocked down 3 of them as he came back to the other side of the court talking to some of the HU fans.
Sparks, he's wide open. Lefty can't get it to go, falls to the hands of Reedy. It's almost too good of a look for Lane. We don't see that very often.
He's used to having a hand in his face, maybe threw him off just a tad.
Almodovar threw that one straight out of bounds. Want to say hello to a few more fans. Debbie Dawley, who's the grandma of Alex Dawley, one of the assistant coaches, says always enjoys listening, watching the most professionally handled production. We appreciate that so much, Debbie. And Cameron McLaughlin, she's watching from Disney World. What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
Send us some tickets, right? Delaney Heisley, I believe that's how you say it. Good basketball for my future college. Can't wait to watch this in person next year. Goes to Warsaw. So thank you for tuning in. You'll see a lot more great basketball next year as Sparks is fouled. Lane finally got one of those whistles battling inside. And it's 2 free throws for Sparks.
Lane Sparks been pretty good from the line here today. Don't want to, maybe want to knock on wood before he goes to the line here, but he hasn't had a great season, 75% on the year from the charity stripe.
And Sparks, with that free throw, I'm sorry, Brady, with that free throw just tied, no, actually just took over Gabe LaGrange's place. He's now a top 5 scorer in program history.
Definitely one of the best players ever to put on a Forester uniform. That is undeniable. The scoring ability, the defense, the highlight plays, really no holes in this game when you look at number 20's legacy.
83-61. Bethel pulling away just a little bit from Taylor right now on that one. IWU, they're up 1 at Spring Arbor as Jordan read that and then tipped it out of play. So the winner of IWU and Spring Arbor, right now it's 59-58, another low-scoring game between Spring Arbor. They'll go to Grace. And so then if Huntington were to make it to the championship, they'd either play IWU, Spring Arbor, Grace, or Mount Vernon. Grace looks like they're going to win. So we'll see how it all plays out. Fun tournament as always. Reedy thought about a short jumper, goes to the rim. Caden Johnson denies the shot. 5 on the shot clock, and Reedy throws up a circus shot and in.
Yeah, good defense there on back-to-back shots for KJ Johnson. Gets the block on the first one, and a tough look really for Reedy right there. He just ends up getting it to go on a tough one.
Reedy having a decent night. He's had a pretty good season for him, averaging around 7 points per game. Tonight, he's better than that as Sparks gets to his spot, missed another easy look, and then is called for an over-the-back foul, and now the rest of the way, it'll be St. Francis shooting in the double bonus.
Yeah, when you look just exclusively at the numbers, St. Francis has had some pretty good performances from the players tonight. Reedy with 12. He's got 7 rebounds to go along with that. Almodovar 16, and Malone 17 points and 9 rebounds. So statistically speaking, they're having a good day, but still chasing 20 here late in the second half.
Okay, you want a little more surprising news? Mount Vernon's currently up on Grace at Grace. Anything can happen this time of year. There's a lot of really good teams in this conference, and that's why each team, you take a look at it, there are 6 teams actually in the Crossroads looking at the top 30 of the RPI, so anything can happen this time of year.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's not March yet, but the madness is still real, and we're already seeing it here with some of these scores in the Crossroads League tournament.
Gizzy to Jordan. Huntington a little bit of a lull here offensively, but 7 minutes left to take care of a 19-point lead. Big to big, Johnson catches over the top of Malone. KJ's had some good minutes off the bench tonight with 6 points.
Yeah, playing defense and scoring, not something we always see right there, as he has a good defensive possession. Landon Jordan, long.
That just might do it as Jordan just continues to play above the rim.
God, and that's what you just love to see from Landon Jordan, putting it down hard, using that frame of his to put it down with some authority.
Think we can get St. Francis social media team to make us a dunk reel tonight? 6 minutes left in this game. Huntington up 21. I believe the song they were playing is They Not Like Us. And tonight that's the case, as the Foresters are really just beating up on St. Francis right now.
Oh, yeah.
I had to throw that in there once, Brady. Come on.
No, yeah. That was good.
Caden Johnson at the line for the Foresters.
Great action happening all over the league right now. That Spring Arbor game's close, Mount Vernon game's close, Bethel and Taylor coming down to the wire. This is really the only game that's not close tonight, as Caden Johnson has really struggled from the free throw line this year. Just 35.5% misses the first. That's the next step of him becoming an even better player, and he's going to have to make those. He's probably starting next year on this team. Gowdy with a three, fouled by Caden Johnson.
Yeah, as we've called his name a couple possessions in a row, Caden Johnson, he is most likely going to be asked to take on a bigger scoring role next year. So like you mentioned, taking care of those free throws is going to be hopefully the #1 thing that he looks to address this offseason, because he has those moves down low. We saw him working on that kind of post hook. He got that to go a couple times. He has the potential down there, but if he's able to expand his game and maybe be able to shoot, expand it, maybe some mid-range shots, the sky's the limit for him.
First two good from Gowdy, as Barbara Hall, who is Max Gizzy's grandma, tuning in from New Palestine tonight. You know, Max's sister is a tremendous player for the St. Francis women's team as well, Isabel Gizzy. She'll be in action tomorrow night as they locked up the second spot in the women's side. Our women's team, they'll be in action tomorrow at Spring Arbor. And if they win tomorrow, they feel really good about their chances about making the national tournament as well.
Oh yeah, our women's team, they've had a fantastic season as well. And yeah, they're a team who has the infrastructure to make a run, so it would be huge if they were able to get into that tournament.
Gizzy strong with that three as St. Francis tries to make one last run here, down 18. Burke has been quiet the last 2 times he's played in this gym. Just 6 points tonight. Pretty move from Almodovar. Couldn't get the bucket to roll in, and Jordan now collects his 7th rebound. How about 17, 7, and 3 for Landon Jordan tonight?
God, what a fantastic night for Landon Jordan. And I mentioned earlier, could have been more. He only played about half of that first half, so he could have had a much better night scoring the ball, but still ends up and could potentially have a better night scoring.
Sparks, slow second half, misses another 3. Jordan, another rebound, missed that one, the little push shot. Does get his 8th rebound though. Inside, Reedy catches, have the size advantage against Jackson Paul, makes it a 16-point game.
Reedy's having a good night. He averages 7.6 on the season. He's got 15 here tonight.
The last game before Huntington finds out if they're a host school for the national tournament. Have a good feeling they'll get a good call on Thursday, as Goodline was fouled on the drive. It was not a shooting foul, I don't believe, so it should be a 1-and-1 when we come back. Our final media timeout inside Platt Arena tonight.
Hi, I'm Matt Gerlach. I am the Director of Academic Camping here at Huntington University. I'm also an assistant women's soccer coach, and I'm a birder. There's lots of different ways to go about being a photographer of wildlife in nature spaces. Photography, right, the Greek for it is painting with light. And I think when we think of light and Jesus, the light of the world, we think of, and God said, let there be light. And there's just this beautiful juxtaposition of God showing up in light and the glory that happens when the light pops through the clouds. It's a creative process when it comes to natural light, and nature is really, really fun. I love that. It's also really tricky. It's being ready for the moments that happen while also setting up the moments you hope to capture. That lens translates not just to a camera lens, but to a lens of how you see the world, how you notice who people actually are.
4:20 remaining in the second half here. Huntington in cruise control right now as they lead by 16. Alan McNear, I see you commenting, NAI selection show on Thursday, March 6th. I don't know when the selection show is for certain, but I do know that Huntington will find out on Thursday if they're hosting. I don't know yet when the selection show is. I'd have to do some digging for that. But if you're confident in that, I believe you, because Alan's usually on top of things when it comes to Huntington University basketball. Good line, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals tonight. Misses his first free throw attempt. Really had a hot stretch here. We had 9 straight quick points in this second half. Gowdy.
And they weren't easy points either. Those were long threes that he was making with no hesitation pulling up.
Burke misses. Rogers falls away over the top of Jordan. Huntington able to pull it away. JP slows it down. Wide open was Drew, but wants to bleed this clock a little bit. Has gotten a little closer. It was as much as I think the lead was 31 at one point, a couple of times. But now you got to take care of the ball and use some of this clock.
Yeah, I think Goodline wanted to go up with that one, but he took one look at Corey Alford and said, I'm probably just going to hold on to this.
Sparks tried throwing that one to Landon Jordan. Actually went off the backboard. Jordan was not prepared for it, as Rogers has that stolen by Jordan.
Lazy pass, intercepted by Jordan.
Landon bumped and had a chance for an and one, but instead it'll be 2 free throws. That is something that Jordan has really started to do more often this season. Put the ball on the floor, and he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he almost goes coast to coast. He's going to get 2 chances at a free throw right here. But something I want to say is I'm a little surprised that the Foresters ones are still out there with the score and time on the clock still being there. You don't want anything bad to happen to these players who you're going to need down the stretch. So just a personal thing, maybe I would have them hit the bench at this stage in the game.
Jordan up to 18 now, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds to go along with it. Give you one more score update here. It looks like Bethel might do it now, up 5 with a minute left. So Huntington's looking to go to Bethel on Friday night at 7. A team they beat at Bethel already once this year. Mount Vernon, they're down 3 at Grace, 65-62. And then Wesleyan and Spring Arbor, the Wildcats, up by 1 with 4 minutes left in that one. IWU is not a team you wanted to play. And in fact, when Huntington saw that it was going to be St. Francis, I think everyone had a little bit of a sigh of relief to play the Cougars rather than the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely would have been a tougher matchup. The last time they were here in Cloud Arena, it was an absolutely electric game. Came down to the wire. Foresters ended up winning that one, but still a very close game and not something that the Foresters fans really wanted to go through again.
Almodovar all of a sudden up to 21 points, right around his season average. Him and Sparks have been dueling back and forth all night. Sparks, Huntington's lefty, floats it up to Jordan, and it's just been highlight after highlight for Landon.
And that's been there all night. He's been capitalizing on it. Lane Sparks gets the assist. But if Jordan's able to do that on a consistent basis, and that's going to be there, why not just do it more often like we're seeing here tonight?
14-point lead for HU. Almodovar strikes with another 3. He now is up to 24 points, excuse me. His shooting percentage, it didn't start great, but he's 9 of 15, 4 of 7 from 3. And once again, one of these guys that is in NAIA, but I really think that he can play at the next level as well. I think him and Malone are both guys you keep an eye on in the transfer portal. I'm not predicting anything, I don't know that, but I think those are 2 guys that could go play for a D1 school, probably in a lot of different places.
Yeah, and when you have a player like Almodovar who is a true 3-level scorer and understands how to use players' momentum against them, we haven't seen it exactly tonight, but that is on his resume. That is something that he has in his bag of tricks. He's a fantastic scorer, and I agree. Could definitely see him playing at a higher level, if not D1, here in a couple years.
We've seen that trend start a lot recently. It really started with Ben Ummerkaus, who was at Huntington, and then now starts for Illinois, who's in a little bit of a rut right now. I know you don't like to see that, but they'll fight their way out of it. Got a lot of illness going on with that team at the moment. Sparks coming to get it. Tough two again. Finally gets one of those mid-range jumpers to go.
The only thing I'll say about Illinois is that I'd much rather be watching Huntington basketball than Illinois basketball right now.
Hey, this is great ball here in Platte Arena. Jordan nearly goes into the bench of St. Francis. It's tipped away. The effort from Landon Jordan has been remarkable here tonight, not only offensively, but he's had a great game on the other end as well. In fact, he's got 2 steals, no blocks, but he's taking care of the ball tonight. He's scored it, he's rebounded it. He just looks like a different player since really around that December mark.
Yeah, he has been fantastic, and something that has really kind of flipped the switch for him was, I hate to say it, but sort of the effort. Like throughout the game, sometimes you can see him jogging back. This is earlier in the season, not having the fight and the urge to go get those rebounds, but we have seen that. He's turned it up to 110%, and he is just so aggressive, getting the steals on both ends of the ball, and that's what you just love to see for Coach Corey Alford.
Grady fouls Gizzy, who's been really good offensively tonight. Take a look at your starters, and Max Gizzy is the lowest scoring starter with 11 points. You're in a really good spot. Also, take a look at the rebounding, the assist totals. Gizzy with 4 assists, Goodline with 2. He's 1 assist away from 100 in this season.
Wow.
Sparks has 3 for Jordan, 4 on top of that for Jackson Paul. They have shared the ball so well. In 36 makes, 19 assists. Really good number for HU as Lane Sparks will check out of what could be his last regular season home game in Platte Arena. If we don't see him again, man, he has put on some shows in this place.
Yeah, what a career. That is not over, but like you mentioned, could potentially be his last game here in Platte Arena, and could easily see his name being up on the wall when you walk in here in the Hall of Fame.
He definitely should be, and I think will be. Top 5 scorer now in program history. He's trying to chase down Zach Goodline. It's going to be tough to do.
Yeah,
Former
teammate of his.
Yeah, now on the bench as an assistant coach. That's been a lot of life for HU as Gizzy again called for a foul. Max is such a good defender that I think it's just a necessity for him to turn and put his hands up every time because he never thinks he fouls. Who does, right?
No, no.
Joe Reedy at the line for the Cougars.
So Bethel officially won. So Huntington will have to go to Mishawaka on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Have to check that one out as HU really just came in here tonight. In the first few minutes they were close. In fact, St. Francis, excuse me, they're up 7-5, and then kind of since then it's been all HU, and they never looked back.
Yeah, we had that hot start from Lane Sparks, Drew Goodline getting things going. That's what we see a lot from Lane Sparks, especially kicking the things off with the offense. He's been a bit quiet here the rest of the game, but he's just one of those players who, when he goes, the whole team goes. And as soon as he started getting going early in the first half, that's when everything started going right. The assists started coming, started being more aggressive on the boards, 3-pointers started going. So he is so important for this team and how well we score the ball.
Cross still encouraging his players right now as they have continued to play hard for him. Just not enough in the tank, and too many turnovers and free throw misses in that first half. Kind of took him out of the game early. But they will be a really tough team come the national tournament. JP for 3, no good. Jordan went up, and it's off the foot of Joe Reedy. It's Huntington's basketball under their own basket.
Some Cougar fans looking for a foul right there.
39.4 seconds left. Maybe a little too late to get fired up. 14-point lead for the Foresters.
Hey, you said it, not me, Preston.
We'll have that score bug in here in just one moment as graphics working on that. We can tell you the score, though, is Gizzy will be able to take one more shot. Max finds Drew, who was open, but it goes out of bounds. Just the 3rd turnover of the night for the Foresters. They do it so often where they just do not take over the ball.
Landon Jordan going to check out.
1:31 left. Tell you what, listen to St. Francis coaching staff, and they are not representing the school quite well as they are cursing at the officials right now. It's the same assistant coach that seems to do it a little too often, but they'll have a bus ride home to Fort Wayne as Huntington wins by 12. They put up 95 on St. Francis tonight. Lane Sparks again with a 20-point performance. Every starter with 10 plus. HU dominated this one. They move on to the semifinals on Friday night.
It's a great adjective to use. Dominance. That is what this game was. HU came in with a mission, and they exceeded it. They did a fantastic job, top to bottom, rebounding, moving the ball, three-point shooting, defense, scoring inside. Really, you name it. HU did a fantastic job, and they're going to need more of that if they're going to go to Mishawaka on Friday and steal a win.
So Huntington now will wait for Thursday to see if they're a host school in the national tournament. Everything seemed to stay chill here after the game, which is always a good sign as well. And now we'll have the chill head coach of the Foresters, Corey Alford, joining us following a big win. Well, Coach, hearing the new fight song for Huntington University being blasted here in Platte Arena. That's 3 straight years now that you guys have won a home conference game, Coach, and the score looks a little closer than it was. Dominant performance from your team, I thought.
Yeah, I loved it from the start. I thought we got a little bit lazy late and just started fouling, but again, they're a very talented offensive team. They were going to find it at some point. But for the most part, loved how we showed up, loved our energy. Toughness was there. And the way we executed, especially that first 25 minutes, is maybe the best we've had all year.
All 5 of your starters in double digits. Roman, you got him in there early, but you weren't forced to play in big minutes. That was good as well. Jackson Paul, that is just the 3rd time this year he's hit more than 1 3 in a game. He is looking much more confident offensively, and obviously that takes you to the next level.
It's all a confidence thing with JP, as it is with anybody, especially with shooting. He's seen some fall in the last few games, but more than anything, he's just letting it fly without thinking about it. But for us to get that balance scoring across the board, I thought our bigs and our guards all played extremely well.
The rest of the league games were really, really close tonight. Some of them not finished up. You will go to Bethel. It was a 1-point game at one point. Close game with Taylor. Came down to the wire, and Bethel won. You go back there, you beat them once this year. Another really good team. What do you look forward to that matchup?
Yeah, every game in this tournament is going to be top 30, top 10 team in the country. So played well up there last time. They got us earlier in November. Very good team. Obviously, Coach Draven did a phenomenal job. They're veteran, they're big, similar to us in that regard. So we'll start prep tonight, but very happy. Always good you can advance in this tournament. Very, very proud of our guys.
All right, Coach, congrats. That's win number 23, pushing up on a new career high with 2 more. We'd love to see you do it. We hope to see you do it in the national tournament here in Platte Arena.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Coach Corey Alford joining us following a 12-point win. Brady, we are on camera here, just so you know. Don't do anything crazy, as we got to get your mic going. But, man, a fun one tonight. Foresters put up 95, dominant from the start. Coach Corey Alford said energy was good. I think he put it as good as he possibly could.
Yeah, not really much to say, just everything clicking for HU. Fantastic game, fantastic win, a statement win. And if this is the last, I just want to say, if this is the last time I'm putting on this headset, I want to say thank you to you first of all. I want to say thank you to all the people out there supporting me with the kind words. Coaches, friends, Elena, my girlfriend. Just want to say thank you to you guys.
You'll see more of Brady Gallo on FDN Sports, and hopefully you'll see him on the mound, maybe even this weekend as some of our Forester fans walk through. The chances of HU hosting for the national tournament are very good, so this will not be, we do not think this will be our last FDN Sports crew broadcast of the season for men's basketball. Stay tuned for that on social media. Stay tuned for that on FDN Sports social media, and we'll have you covered on all that. Next time we'll be out will be baseball for a doubleheader against Indiana Wesleyan on Friday. Foresters basketball, they're in action at Bethel. Stay tuned, keep watching these teams, and enjoy some more Forester athletics. Thanks for all the crew in the back. We'll talk to you next time.
and fire. It's on the... He made it! Oh,